Hello.
There he is. I can hear you, Jeff. How's it going?
Yeah, all good, all good. How about yourself?
Doing great, doing great. So I think now that we have an audience here, people have joined. I'd love to kick this off. Really excited to intro you guys to our new community manager. He'll be working, very closely with you guys. And with that, Jeff, I'll let you take it away and give yourself a little intro to the community here.
Sure. Thanks for the intro, Chandler. And thank you all for jumping in and joining, and the warm welcome I've had so far from all of you. Just to give you a quick background about myself. I'm Jeff. I've been a community manager in various community roles in Web3 for about 8 years now. I've worked across projects like Tezos, Token.com, Kudos, um, currency.com, so exchanges, L1s, SocialFi, infrastructure projects, and I'm finally here. I'm here with you guys to help build out the Optimum community and take it to heights we haven't reached yet, but we will reach them together. Yeah, with all of your support.
Awesome. Yeah, we're thrilled to have you on, Jeff. So I think the way we'll approach this call, I'll ask you a few questions so we can get to know you a little bit better, have the community get to understand, your strategy a little bit and your guiding principles around building the optimum community. So, with that, first question I have for you is, what's one thing you think every great Web3 community needs to thrive?
That's a good question. Honestly, I think the main thing is having ensuring the community has a voice. So there's no point in having a community where there's no sort of outlet and um and there's no sort of, especially in Web3, no sort of bridge to the main team. If the team that are working on these projects and are not connected to the community, then it's a massive there's a massive breakdown there. And I suppose that's where my role comes into it. Um, Also, I think like real connections in the community are super important because everybody's going to be building this project together. Like we're here because we believe in the project and specifically Optimum, and what can happen in the future and the benefits it brings to the space. And so if we're all aligned on that sort of purpose and behind that sort of purpose, then we need to be connected uh, on sort of different levels. We have to be able to work together on specific projects. For example, I'll give you an example. If I'm on an L1 project and I'm a dev in that community and I want to build something, it's super useful for me to be able to build connections with other people in that community because they may have skills that will help me when it comes to building, and this can be applied to several different types of projects. So yeah, I'd say connections and also ensuring that communities have a voice.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's extremely important to include the community in on a project's growth. Would love to get to know like a little bit about your background some more, Jeff. Um, you know, what's your view on Web3 and blockchain technology, and how'd you get into this space?
Yeah, sure. So about 8 years ago, I was running a website that was essentially providing free information on how to get involved in the financial markets. It started out as a blog and it just became a website. And so I was still writing blogs as part of the website, and I was looking for new content. And I came across Bitcoin, and um, then I just fell down the rabbit hole of blockchain technology, and instantly, like it hit me that this is a world-changing technology. This is like the new internet. I'm at the beginning of a new revolution, essentially. And I still have that feeling in me that this technology can change the world for the better and is changing the world for the better. It's still super young. When you're in Web3, it can feel like, 1 year can feel like a decade. Time moves differently in this space, and it feels like, Web3's been around for ages, but it really hasn't. It's still super young. and the potential is still there, and the impact is already had in such a short amount of time. I think goes to kind of yeah, kind of reinforces that essentially. So yeah, my view on Web3 as a whole is that it is world changing technology. It's brought all of us together, and yeah, I think this is just the beginning. To be honest, I know it feels like people say that all the time, but it really is just the beginning.
Absolutely. It does feel early. We're still, improving the infrastructure of the space so we can allow, those high performance dApps to kind of operate on blockchain. Um, so you mentioned that the community is really important to include in terms of, structuring a project. What's if the community could help you with one thing, starting out at least, what would that be for you?
I think one thing would be providing feedback. So feedback is super, super important. So, for example, if we put out some sort of poll or form, a response form to the community, like getting as many responses to that sort of thing is so valuable to teams. And just even if it's just in Discord, sometimes just giving your thoughts on the project, what you like, what you don't like, that sort of stuff is like it's gold to any project. And for me personally, as a community manager, like it's at the core of my role. So even if it's not to do with the project overall, what can we do to make this community thrive even more? Suggestions and feedback. There's thousands of you in the community, so if I get 1,000 responses, I can't go through all of them in a short space of time, but I still would appreciate that, and I would still do my best to address as many as I could. So yeah, feedback is probably number one.
That's awesome. Another question I have is, why is community important for an infrastructure project like Optimum?
Well, it's super important because infrastructure projects in Web3 rely on, you know, everyday people being able to, participate and perhaps, run a node, for example, or, you know, provide compute, for example, depending on the project. So I think without a community, you don't have that network. It's like some people tend to think of community, especially when you're in this space, as being, kind of like just a core of this space only. And I think, people outside of Web3 have um, have started to notice the value in communities, let alone in a decentralized environment. Like it doesn't work if there aren't a community of people working together. A community essentially is a network, and the infrastructure projects are just networks as well. So they kind of go hand in hand, essentially.
Definitely. What are some of the projects in the space that you think are doing a really good job fostering community?
Yeah, I think Monad does a great job of fostering community. Solana has done an amazing job as well. And I think the reason they've been able to do well is because they're able to cater to various sort of groups of people within their community. So, for example, developers can get involved, and um, you know, perhaps their docs are really able to easy to access and understand. Some things are plug and play, and they have a community of developers who are eager to help each other out. And also, they will have more of the fun side of things, maybe memes and things that, maybe you're not a developer, but you can relate to these sorts of things. And they're able to really break down uh, their projects to a level where anyone can kind of understand it on a high level, and anyone can participate at different levels. So yeah, I think those guys are doing a really good job.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I think, we're definitely on the right trajectory to get there in terms of um, an exciting community and a large community. I think you're a key piece in that, Jeff. So really excited to have you on. With that being said, tell us a fun fact about yourself. Would love to get to know you a little bit better.
Um, all right. Fun fact about myself: I'm really into anime. One fun fact. So, but I think probably the thing that I'm into the most that I could probably answer any question about, which is the thing I can nerd out about for hours, is probably the Matrix trilogy, the original one. If you ask me any question about that trilogy, I'd probably be able to answer it. The behind the scenes, the original scripts, all of that sort of thing. I can answer any question about it, I think.
That's awesome. That's all. What's your favorite anime, Jeff?
That's a tough question. Ooh. I'd have to put Attack on Titan as number one, just because I think it's brilliantly written, from start to finish. I know some people had issues with the ending, but I think it was a work of a genius work of art. I'd put Hunter x Hunter up there as well, and then it does change my top three, but I think for now I'll put Vinland Saga up there as well.
Awesome. Awesome. I need to watch some more anime. And but I've seen The Matrix. I do enjoy that movie as well. But
Nice.
I'm running out of questions here. I think it's about time we open it up to the community a little bit. So if any of you guys have any questions for Jeff, feel free to drop them in the chat here, and we'll look to address them.
So I've seen one question from Gold Cucumber. He's asking, what is your strategy to increase community engagement without using Kaito? Because we know Kaito has become a breeding ground for KOLs. Yeah, I mean, there are several strategies I'm going to be employing. There's a couple of bots that you may or may not have uh, heard of, that I think would be super valuable to this to the server. So, for example, Eagerly is really good. And I don't believe it brings in AIs and things like that. And I'm also going to kind of uh, reinforce our sort of bot resistance in the server as well. So that should help to stop stop us being flooded by bots and things like that. But yeah, there are a bunch of projects, and I think if we ever get to the stage where uh, the community is grown to different sizes and things like that, there'll be more sort of campaigns like on Zeely and Galaxy and things like that that we could take part in. I know you guys have done a Galaxy Quest before. Those are good, but yeah, I think we can do them in a little bit more refined ways, and also we can look forward to more roles and rewards for everyone. I think incentives are really good and powerful in terms of boosting engagement in communities, but we have to get a balance where you know we have great rewards for everyone, but we also have great contributions in the community as well. Uh, yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Definitely. I see a question about games and fun events, Jeff.
Yes, yes, games. I love games in the communities I work in. So there are going to be games for sure at one point. I can promise you that. What games they'll be, yet to be decided. But definitely we will have games that we can play together, on like calls or like game channels that are specific for those simple Discord games you can play within a channel. We will have those. And yeah, loads of different activities. Maybe we'll have like watch parties. If we Let's say, for example, we discover that our server is full of anime fans, maybe we'll do some anime watch parties at certain points, depending on what's going on. So yeah, we'll we'll definitely games and that fun stuff is definitely on the way. Um, I've seen another question about uh, adding regional channels. Yes, at some point we will add regional channels. I don't think uh, it's needed just yet, but it definitely will be implemented in the near future. There will be kind of like a shake up of the channels and roles, as I mentioned earlier on. So, yeah. Looking at some other questions. Also, let me know if you guys can hear me. Chano, are you there? Because I can't hear you at the moment.
Yep, I'm
Um,
digging through the chat looking for some
ah,
questions. Keep them coming, guys.
cool. I saw something about gift permissions. Uh, yeah, but I think it depends. It depends. I'll have a think about the gift permissions because we need good, positive gifts, fun gifts in the community. Um, Question about regional channels. Yep, that is on the way at some point, but not immediately. There will be a channel shuffle and role shuffle as well. Saw someone mention Kaiju number 8. That is a really good anime, by the way. Um, Sorogari makes a good point. Strong communities are a gold mine with regard to project success for sure. Community equals people, people equals resources. That is very true.
Yeah, I completely agree. The more community is involved, the stronger a project is going to be. So I think that's really important. And if you guys have any other, suggestions or things you're looking to see from our side of things, just always, feel free to let the mods know, let Jeff know within the Discord here, and we're always taking note of those items that you're looking for.
Absolutely. TG says, "Hey Jeff, do we expect more community calls?" Absolutely, there will be more community calls. This is part of plan I'm putting together. Hoping we can do some sort of office hours style things as well, so we can just be in voice channels and chat with each other. I think that is super beneficial, and it goes to what I was mentioning earlier about creating bonds and connections in the community. Guy next door says, "Would there be more opportunities to onboard the OG roles?" Um, I think there's going to be there should be some news coming about the OG role, quite soon. I can't speak in it yet, but yeah, some exciting stuff for sure. So keep your eyes peeled, and yeah, that's all I'm going to say for now.
I see a question about you singing for us, Jeff.
Um, no, I don't think anyone wants to hear that, because my singing is so terrible. I probably couldn't handle it myself. So, Asok, I'm doing you a favor by not singing. Uh, will the community be able to host events on their own, or will it be handled exclusively by the team? Um, So I think early on it will probably just be by myself and the team, and then as things go on, I mean, if certain community members who are great contributors who have proven themselves to the rest of the community as well, there could be room for that sort of thing. Um, but at the moment, it's not in the plans. No worries. Uh, Umar Alemo is asking, is there any role systems coming soon? Will they have impact on final allocation? There will be a reshuffle of like roles and things like that. Uh, in terms of allocation, there's nothing to do with that. There's no token live at the moment, so if that's what you're referring to, there isn't really anything like to allocate right as of right now. So yeah.
I see a question here, Jeff, about will the community? Oh, just kidding. I'm reading a different one, but I saw one about how to get in contact with the team. Will there be a ticket system introduced? That type of thing.
Yeah, sure. I'd say for now, I'm your touch point to the team. So anything you want to talk to the team about or have raised to the team, please feel free to tag me and reach out. But moving forward, as the project evolves, there will be some sort of ticketing system. We will also be running polls, and I think you guys have already filled in forms and things like that. There will be like feedback forms and things like that. So those are also other avenues to reach out to the team as well. I've seen a question about an ambassador program. So there's not an ambassador program open at the moment, but it is something I've been thinking about, and any news on that I will be sharing with you guys soon as well. Will there be any initiatives to encourage communities to create high quality content? What are your thoughts on that? Yeah, absolutely. I think this is definitely something we'll do. And the bar will be quite high as well. For when we say high quality content, it needs to be high quality. So, yeah, there will be incentives for that for sure. Yeah.
I think we can get to a few more questions here before we wrap it up. So if there's anything you guys want Jeff to answer now, feel free to drop that in the chat.
Um, I'm trying to understand your question here, Gold Cucumber. Short steps forward so that the community can contribute and what the community can get. Um, I think what you're asking is very similar to the previous question about initiatives to for community contributions and what the potential rewards may be. So yeah, we will be rolling out initiatives for community contributions, and the rewards will probably be similar to some of the rewards that we've seen you guys getting already. So whether it be some sort of token incentive or some sort of merch incentive, perhaps. We'll see what happens with that moving forward. So something along the lines of what we've seen already. I hope that answers your question. Gold cucumber.
I see a question about X contributions here. Do you think we'll continue with some more X related contests and things of that nature, Jeff?
Yeah, yeah, definitely, 100%. There's going to be a lot of fun stuff we can do on X. I think, especially in this space, because there's just so much noise in this space, the community is absolutely vital in terms of raising the projects against above the noise on X. And so, yeah, there's going to be a very key role for the community to play in that.
Yeah, I always
Uh,
appreciate when you guys tag me on X as well. So tag Jeff or I. I always review all the submissions at the end of these contests, but when I'm scrolling Twitter on my own, it makes it easy for me to kind of see some stuff in between me kind of vetting different submissions, etc. So feel free to keep doing that as well.
Absolutely. I think this will probably be the last question before we go. Um, Are there going to be art contests and rewards for art contributions? Yeah, we've kind of already done that with the stickers, but I'm sure we'll do some more of that in the future. And also, another last question: how often will AMAs be held in the future? AMAs per se may not be held on a regular, super regular basis, but definitely community calls of some sort will be quite regular in the near future. But yeah,
All right. I think with that, we're gonna wrap up this community call. But that's not the last time you'll be on a call with Jeff and I. I'm sure. We'll do some more of these in the near future. In the meantime, if you have any other ideas as a community, things you'd love to see from Jeff as a new community manager, feel free to tag him or reach out to the mods in the general chat here. And looking forward to growing this community alongside all you guys. All right. With that,
thanks, guys.
I'll end this call. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Chandler.
All right. Bye bye.
See ya.